Indeed, a very good morning to you wherever you're joining us this Thursday morning, the 15th day of October 2025, a day that the country is actually mourning an enigma, the son of the soil. His name is Raila Amolo Odinga. We've lost him. That was yesterday, and we extend our sincere condolences as Family Media to the family, to his supporters, to his friends, and the entire, I think globally, he had friends, you know, and people that probably his death has touched in one way or the other. So our very sincere condolences, even as the country mourns the son of the soil, Raila Amolo Odinga. May his soul rest in eternal peace. This morning we'll be discussing matters relationship, but in a different way. It's a twist here because we'll be talking about can we stay marriages, okay? So when you talk about marriages that, you know, can we stay, what does that mean? Cohabitation, is that even right legally? In God's eyes, is it right? So it's a topic that I have an amazing guest that will be here to help us unpack it. But before then, let's talk about Lamu. We've been talking about Lamu throughout the season, throughout this week, and what is it about Lamu? So Lamu, right now we're there. We got a frequency, rather. We're not yet there. We have a frequency, and we're just in a season where we are in a season of campaign, a campaign to win more souls to God. And our call to take family radio to Lamu is on, and it's amazing that we have actually crossed the 1 million mark. So please share this message with your family, friends, your circles, you know, churches. Request them to actually join in into the great mission. And as in the book of Ecclesiastes 4:9-10, the Bible says, two are better than one. And because we have a good return for the labor, if either of them fall, then one can help the other up, isn't it? And that's why we are calling on you to form a formidable team that will help us achieve this dream of transforming, you know, and also impacting lives in very many different ways. As Family Media, we are excited to share that actually we've extended our reach with a new frequency in Lamu, as I've mentioned earlier, a region that is full of untapped potential, rich culture, and vibrant communities. Don't you want them to be part of this conversation that we're having today? So this expansion is more than just a signal. It's actually a doorway to reach hearts and minds with this message of hope and truth, like what we'll be discussing this morning, and much more when you look at our program lineup, you know. But with the new ground comes the need again to serve Lamu effectively, and we're looking for partners with like-minded individuals or even organizations. If you're out there and you're on an organization that shares our passion for a positive change in Lamu, then this is your time to actually partner with us. The question is, how can we achieve this? It's through your generous support of whatever amount, and it will count and go a long way in the ministry that you're definitely a part of. Remember, together we can amplify the voice of Christ, the voice of hope in Lamu, as we keep Jesus on the airwaves. And you can do that through our paybill number, 316-316, and the account name is Lamu. Paybill number 316-316, account name is Lamu. God bless you even as you purpose to give. And on now to our discussion of the day. Remember, to be part of this conversation, you can send in your questions, feedback, you know, on 20316 SMS line, 0786-316-316. That is our WhatsApp line to be part of this conversation. As you help me welcome my amazing guest, Wakili, and also Anne, the therapist, the wellness coach, is here. I'll start with you, Wakili, to introduce yourself. Then we go to Anne. Please introduce yourself.
Sally.
Yeah.
My name is Teddy J. Mwangi.
Yes.
Alias TJ Mwangi. A lawyer by profession. A youth pastor by God's grace. Amen. Serving at Encounter Hill Chapel. My reverend is actually watching this. Reverend Ben Moirori. Shout out to him. He told me to say hi. And I'm excited to be here to have this great conversation.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
And asante, shout out to Rev out there, your pastor. Karibu sana, Anne.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sally, once again.
Yes.
I'm happy to be here. My name is Anne Karambo Mwangi. I'm a holistic wellness consultant.
Yes.
I'm also an elder in Sitam, Thika Road. And I'm a youth mentor and coach. So I interact a lot with the young people. And of course, the topic of today is an amazing one because I feel like they're the ones I'll be speaking to directly.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
You also forgot to say you're my church elder. Anyway,
Yes,
karibuni sana.
I'm an elder in Sitam Thika Road.
So I'll start with you, Akili. You know, as a youth pastor and also a lawyer, when we talk about, you know, can we stay marriages, what exactly does that mean in your interactions, especially with the young people?
Well, this is a situation
Okay.
where a male and a female, maybe mostly a young man and a young lady, moving together. They stay together as husband and wife.
Okay.
But there is no formal or any, what do you call, legal, you know, sort of marriage. There is no formal arrangement.
Okay.
The parents don't know. There's nothing absolutely, you know, formal about it. So we are just basically moving in, staying together as husband and wife. But the truth is, we are not husband and wife really, as from the law, from the perspective of the law,
Yeah.
and even from the biblical perspective.
Okay.
So that is what I would define. In other words, that's what we call cohabitation.
Cohabitation.
Yeah.
Okay. And from a wellness perspective then, how do you define a healthy relationship?
Wow. A healthy relationship, maybe in relation to marriage.
To marriage, yes.
First of all, for a Christian, it should be in the standards of God. And going back also to why, that is the purpose. Why are you in this relationship?
Yeah.
Because on most occasions you realize when we do not know a purpose of something, we abuse it. And I feel like one of the reasons why we find ourselves in the setting of come we stay cohabitation
Yeah.
is because we really don't understand purpose of marriage. Because it is an institution that needs to be very well thought. It's something I need to take time to really plan and not just get into it without understanding and planning.
Okay.
But yet, of course, that is where we are even as a society. So I feel like it's abuse of the marriage institution.
Okay, wow, well said. You know, you both talked about young people. And I'm just wondering, Wakili, like, the more you interact with the young people, do you realize that they're actually getting into this kind of arrangement called, you know, cohabitation? Are they in this kind of relationships, and what percentage approximately?
Well, we might not be precise with the percentage, but the truth is it is happening, especially in our campuses.
Okay.
I left campus not long ago.
Yeah.
So I have seen it with my own eyes, how young people would come and, you know, have a discussion, hey, your monthly rent is this, my monthly rent is this, and we're in love. Why are we wasting time and money? Please come, let us see how we can. It's happening, really, it's happening. The parent knows my daughter is in school in a hostel somewhere, but the truth is the daughter is married.
Wow.
It's quite sad, but that's the truth. It's so rampant, especially in our universities. And so we might not be precise with the percentage,
Yeah.
but the truth is
But it's a
it
huge
is a
number.
crisis, actually,
Okay.
that we
Wow.
need to address as a society, as a church, and everyone at stake.
Okay.
It's a crisis, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
And from your space, do you experience the same with the young people, because you work with them a lot?
Yes, it's there. And I think just speaking from where he's talking,
Yeah.
I would say it begins with how we look at sex and sexuality. That's where it begins. Because sometimes the cohabitation is not really because we want to live together.
Yeah.
It is because I want to enjoy the benefits of marriage before I'm married. And therefore, because the conversation about sex and sexuality has been hidden under the carpet in our families.
Yeah.
I have written a book on talking to your child about sex and sexuality. And one of the reasons as to why sex has been abused to the level it has been abused, to this level now where we even need to cohabit and we're in school, it's because, of course, this is a conversation that is not made open. At home, we will not talk about it. In church, we want to hide it. And if we talk about it, we are only condemning it. And therefore, young people, of course, are having the conversation. And they are also engaging as young as 10 years, 9.
Wow.
Young people are going as low as possible. And therefore then now when I have the freedom, I'm out of my parents' house and I'm in college, why not? Can I start enjoying these privileges? And sometimes really it's not called marriage.
Exactly.
It is that I want to, I want to enjoy these privileges without one responsibility, and I also want to enjoy them as though I am married.
Yeah.
Unfortunately now for the men, it may not, and maybe he's going to be responding on the same, for the men it might look casual, but for a woman it's not.
Yes.
Because when a woman loves, they love. With their all. So although the man may be thinking it's a casual relationship, the woman has given their all, and therefore they're the ones left hurting the most in such relationships.
Yeah. Wakil, is there a difference between situationships and now the cohabitation? Is there a difference, and why do you think there's a rise actually in this kind of unions?
Well, you see, situationships don't generally mean we are going to stay together most of the times.
Okay.
It can, because I look at situationship from an angle of it not being well defined. What are we doing? Are we really in love? Do we have anything going on here?
Okay.
There are people that you ask them, quite unfortunate. They are 2 years of dating, 3 years of dating and relationships, but they don't know what they're doing. They don't know whether they are really, so it's not defined.
Okay.
That's basically what situationship would. Now cohabitation on the other side, it's now us. We are staying together in a situation where, though we feel like we love each other, and I like what Madam Annie said, the aspect of enjoying the fruits of marriage without paying the price of the same.
Right.
It's very important to have that because we are looking at it from convenience and not covenant. So if you look at it from that angle, then you realize cohabitation is a crisis. And so one of the reasons that we have this rise of cohabitation, come we stay marriages, and let's even shift from young people and also look at it from a general perspective.
Right.
Because we also have people that are not young per se, or university students, but they're still staying together, cohabitating. So one of the reasons why the same is rising so much is a drift from what we initially used to believe in as a society. Now look at it this way. A gentleman just got a job in Mombasa. The pastor, the parents, and everyone that he can be accountable to is in Kitui. So this gentleman in Mombasa has a leeway, and they feel like, you see, I'm in a free space. The same mentality that university student has, that I have freedom, mom is not here, dad is not here, so you know, let me bring someone in. So it might start as, I like what she was saying, sex, let's have sex, casual sex. Then the lady says, I've been spending a lot of time here, why not just bring 1 or 2 clothes? Before you know it, there is
the whole suitcase is there.
The whole suitcase is there.
They come with a phone without a charger.
Precisely.
Then the next minute I leave the charger. And then as I went to take my charger, I stayed.
Okay.
So they don't really start as come we stay. It actually starts just small.
Okay.
By the time you realize you have 2 or 3 kids, now you're asking us, what are we doing? And then they tell you, by the way, I don't know what we are doing. So you see, that's a crisis, really.
It is a crisis.
We are going even to maybe even discuss it from a legal perspective and see how big the issue is. Yeah.
Okay. You've talked about, brought in children now, and so now it's getting serious, it's getting deeper. So then what happens? Like you said, it is the woman who actually now gets more attached. The guy on the other side is, I'm having fun, right? So what is the impact of probably self-worth of this lady, sometimes even the men, and also the emotional patterns that probably may emerge out of such a situation?
Of course, at the beginning, when a person is a little bit younger, you may be thinking that you're deeply in love, and that this person is the best that you ever met. But as days go by, you realize the level of commitment, because mostly the lady will keep asking, when will we go home? When will we go see my parents? 7 years later, you are the same place. 2, 3 kids are here, but still the commitment to go and commit with the family is not there. So insecurity sets in, and of course the moment the insecurity sets in, again you start wondering, the person starts wondering, am I not worthy enough? Am I not able to satisfy this person? And that's why maybe they think I am not worthy.
Yeah.
But these are conversations you can have before the staying together. That is, it is, I think when we were out of set, I was telling Wakili, it is like getting into a contract without reading the terms and conditions, or even not writing them in the first place. So there are terms and conditions that are supposed to be fulfilled. We never made them. We never ever wrote them, but we signed, and we are in. And therefore, we are trying now to write them and sign them, not write them and read them inside. It's very difficult.
You're already in there.
And of course, now the issue of esteem, your esteem will be affected. But look at this mother and also father raising the children with that level of insecurity. We are arguing about when we will go see the parents, and sometimes we even argue before the children. Maybe we never discussed how will we parent.
Yeah.
I mean, remember they just came as some are called mistakes. The others came, oops, there's a baby here. And therefore, they were not planned for. So we've just found ourselves with a child.
Yeah.
We don't know which school will take them, how we will raise them. I mean, I would call it a crisis.
It is a crisis. And I like that both of you agree, actually, it is a crisis. So if there's anyone watching out there and you're in this kind of, situation, because we'll call it a situation, really, it's not a marriage, like Wakili has said, please keep on engaging with us. Ask your questions here. The legal way, is there a way out? Is there a safe space even while you're there in the legal aspect of it? And Wakili, as we speak about matters, law, I'm just wondering, from a legal standpoint then, what are the risks of being in such a union? And is there a way out? Is there a way out for someone watching and they're like, this is an oops, what did I do? And talk to them.
Well, the first thing on the risks, allow me to start with children, because most of the times children come in play. The law is very clear, especially look at Article 53 of the Constitution of Kenya, again also Section 8 of the Children's Act. The best interest of the child will always override. And therefore, whether you guys were married or not, as long as we can confirm paternity from the father, you are the mother, it doesn't matter. So any child that is born, whether in wedlock, outside wedlock, whatever, that child has a right to be taken care of by the parents, and anything, their best interest will actually override. So generally speaking, even in cohabitation or in come-we-stay marriages, children are also protected, highly protected.
Okay.
So the challenge here would be with the mother, and therefore that is why I think I can have a lot to discuss about.
Yeah.
But for the children, they are protected. In fact, you look at the Law of Succession Act, I think Section 29 defines, is it Section 3 defines children, who a child is, and it goes beyond the biological child. It even states one that you have maybe adopted and said, I'm going to have parental responsibility of this child. Anyone that, whether you are married to, as long as you took their mother, whether you married them officially or not, that's not our concern. The child is protected. Now, the issue is with the mother. There are two things here that are a challenge, really, a very big risk. One of them is property rights. We start from there. Now, from a formal marriage or marriage that is recognized under the law, and I'm talking about the Marriage Act, you, in case of anything, assuming maybe you people want to divorce or separate or something, property that was acquired through in the subsistence of that marriage, that is what we define as matrimonial property. The same, though the other day the High Court said is not 50-50, but there should be a way of control. In other words, you will not go, the marriage has ended, now you're also ending with it, no, quote unquote, no. As long as you can prove contribution, whether financially or non-financial. And by non-financial, I mean even ironing his clothes. Assuming I was married this morning, my wife ironed my clothes, and I went to work.
That's
That's contribution.
Yes.
Housekeeping.
Yeah,
taking care of children.
To work in the house.
Precisely, that's contribution. Now, in a situation like Come We Stay, from the word go, the roots, we were having a conversation with Madam Anne outside set about the foundation. the roots. Now, the truth is there is no marriage per se here.
Okay.
But here's the thing. There's something we call presumptive, and I would want our listeners to, and anyone watching to hear this. There's something we define as presumption of marriage.
Okay.
Actually, I was looking at a decision by the High Court, I think the other day, well, not the other day, it's a bit kitambo kidogo,
Yes.
Mary Njoki versus someone, Joseph Kinyanjui.
Okay.
I think everyone can, it's in the public space.
Yeah.
And this is what the court decided, that even in come-we-stay marriages, there are two things people can look at. The court can look at, number one, how long has this thing been in existence?
Yeah.
If it's beyond 5 years, then now we can have a discussion on this could be a presumed marriage.
Okay.
That is number one. Number two, what do you call this? The public perception of you two people. And in this particular case, the Mary Njoki case, the wife, rather the girlfriend, because the family wanted to define her as a girlfriend,
Yes.
they were keenly saying, or rather they were vocal in saying that, you know what, this is just but a girlfriend, we don't know her. But the truth is, the court, you know, after the evidence and everything was brought out, it was decided that the family, friends, and everyone knew these two people as a couple.
Okay.
In fact, in countless time, there were photos. The Mary, now the lady in this particular matter, went to the family. So there are two things here. The longevity of the same and what the public, can the public look at you people as a couple? What have they been seeing you as, you know, the perception that they've been having. So that is the aspect of presumption of marriage. Now, at that particular point, the court can presume and decide, you know what, this is marriage by itself. So I think that is fair enough to just
give us a glimpse of that.
Yeah.
Because I you know, and as we're talking about, those are matters law, and the behavior, I was already feeling like, yes, Your Honor, you understand. We're going to come back and we'll be talking about soul ties in all this. And then also, there's something we had talked about with Okili about that case, that couple, someone died, and what, you know, how messy it was. So we're going to take a very short break, but we'll be right back. And also, when we're back, Anne will be telling us about the soul ties. Is it really something that exists, and what are the risks of just being in a relationship where you have soul ties, that you move and go to another and stuff like that? But before then, I just want to, you know, remind you humbly that about the Lamu project, where actually right now, as you had said, we are at 1 million, and you want to be part of these blessings, really. You want to reap with us in these blessings. So remember, for you to help us reach these people who are out there with a lot of challenges, by the way. And our team went out, some of our colleagues went out to Lamu, and they found a lot of challenges on ground, especially for Christians. It is a place where Christians cannot just worship. Sometimes the churches are actually attacked. Remember, there's Boni Forest, there's terrorism, there's Al-Shabaab, there's all that. And so we need to speak to these people, even through that radio frequency, which you and I can actually make it possible for them to actually have Jesus on their airwaves, and also just listen to such amazing conversations. Look at this. We're actually in court, quote unquote, and we're actually also with a wellness coach. Why can't we help our brothers to also get this part of blessing that you're enjoying? So do that through pay bill number 316, and the account name is Lamu. We're taking a very short break, but we'll be right back with much more on matters, the risk of come-we-stay marriages or cohabitation.
Biggest reason is probably come-we-stay marriage doesn't have those complications in terms of you have to like do the wedding.
Si kama Gen Z, sisi tuna prefer hivyo juu marriage sahi, nani hakuna mtu anaweza pata do ya mahari. Sasa come-we-stay, kabla useme tunaanza kutafuta pesa ya mahari, utakuwa ushazeeka uko 40. Lakini come-we-stay ukianza familia polepole nini hapo iko sawa.
If you want to follow all the protocols of the formal marriage, it's somehow expensive, and as per me, I can't afford it.
Ile kutokuwa responsible, ile kutokuwa responsible, mtu anaona akiingia pale maybe kuna ile majukumu ambayo yatambana kuendelea katika maisha. Anaona wacha tu niingie na mguu moja, halafu mambo yakiwa magumu naweza tokea.
I do believe it's because in our society and in our culture right now, many people fear about the financial implication. Maybe you are married to someone, and maybe you think maybe when you divorce, you have to divide your property 50-50. So most people prefer not to go and take marriage certificates.
Dangers ziko kama labda msee hujamjua vizuri, anasema na kuanga mtu violence nini, wewe kamuiste tu mmesema mmepatana, anaweza kufanyia ngori kama venye unaonanga wasee sema amedungwa kisu na spouse wake, hujamjua vizuri, ama anaweza kama uko na do, anaweza kutoka hiyo do akuacha hivyo stranded. Unaona, saa bado kamuiste ni dangerous.
Okay, I don't think there's any danger, but it's because when you get married, you first mnakubaliana kwanza, tutaishi hivi, mambo itakuwa hivi na hivi na hivi, shida ikitokea hivi na hivi. Juu pia kuna wenye nimekuwa nao marafiki zangu, relatives wameishi kama stay marriages na wanakosana tu, lakini tena at the end of the day wanarudiana.
This is Bishop Peter Ole Mangura of the Dominion Chapel Ministries International, based in Kiserian Town. I want to welcome all of you this 31st of this month at the Family TV, Family Radio, and all social platforms. You are welcome to an amazing show that says, let go and let God. We want to welcome you at 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. You are all welcome. Don't miss out.
Miracle blessing in these times. Now praise him, raise him, name it, claim it. Every tongue that rises up against me, shame it. I breathe success in and out my lungs. Got the power of life and death coming out my tongue.
Wow, there we have the sentiments of Kenyans out there talking about their thoughts when it comes to matters Can We Stay marriages. A lot of, mixed emotions right there that we'll be discussing with my panel in studio. And also, we've just heard about, the family praise and prayer, which will be on the 31st day, the last day of the month of October. Indeed, we have every reason to come and praise the Lord. They say the theme is let go and let God. So let's see you there between 7 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. on 31st of October for Matters Family Praise and Prayer. Back to our conversation, lady and gentlemen, Anne and Wakili. So here, we hear someone saying, actually their greatest worry, if you had, for me, what I picked is about the money. It is expensive, I don't know what your take is on that issue of expenses. They say, marriages are expensive, weddings are expensive, and also dowry. What is your take on that?
Maybe first we can demystify that what is called a formal marriage is not a wedding. It's not a white wedding.
Exactly.
So it's that I think that is important, because I think as I was listening to the people speaking there, I was hearing a lot of the white wedding. And also when understanding that what we are looking for here is accountability. Who is accountable to you? Who knows that you are married? And therefore, there is the customary marriages, of course, that are recognized by the law, which is just a case of both of your parents are aware, and there is an agreement that has happened between the families, and that is recognized as a family. So, but also to just back what the listener was complaining about there, is because we've also commercialized dowry in many communities in Kenya today, and young people clearly are really struggling. I am in that space. Sometimes we go for those dowry negotiations and I leave angry, because you get into a setting in the conversation that is being held, and we are discussing a 25, 26-year-old, and people are asking unreasonable prizes to be given, and you're like, where did this young person get money from? And also you realize maybe before, parents would support young people. Today, it is not as much. It is as long as the young person is working, then they're expected to foot their bill on dowry. And therefore, you're putting so much pressure on this young person, yet they're just young people. So, yes, that would be a hindrance, a big one, but also the perception that we are talking about necessarily there be this glamorous white wedding. So that I don't believe that is what is recognized as marriage.
Yeah. Okay. Let's speak matters common law marriage. Is that the same as the customary marriage? Or are they different?
Well, maybe, I don't know.
Okay, so the customary, let's talk about the customary marriage, like what Anne has just touched
because
on.
common law and customary,
they're different.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's speak matters customary marriage. And, you know, is it recognized legally? Like, is it appreciated by the law of Kenya?
Yes.
And involves also, because someone spoke about, about property division. So when all these things happen, you know, you've separated and stuff, can you also now divide the property? Because that was a concern from one of our, you know, Kenyans out there.
To begin with, customary marriages are highly recognized.
Okay.
Actually, under the Marriage Act, it is they're among the marriages that, you know, are recognized by the law. You have civil, you have Christian, you have Hindu, Islamic, customary. So what you do is if for you to make it easier at property division, after you do your customary thing, you can now register your marriage, get your certificate, and that's okay. That will make it easier.
Right.
If you don't, it doesn't mean now your marriage is invalid. You cannot, you know, if matters property now will become harder. No.
Yeah.
If there is a way you can prove that customary marriage or that celebration happened, maybe there were friends, your parents, the testimonies and everything. Well, you see, with a marriage certificate, it becomes easier. But, well, it doesn't mean that it is now the exclusive, you know, without it now you cannot legalize your marriage or make property division or any other legal thing after the dissolution of that marriage easier. So customary marriages are highly recognized. Under, in fact, they're even mentioned under the Marriage Act.
Is it at this point that they allow polygamy? Is it under customary?
Now, you see, polygamy is more of a cultural thing. And actually, not just customary, even other types of marriages, like maybe Islamic, they have a way they recognize polygamy and all that. So polygamy, it being under customary, it's highly recognized.
Because I think there's something that had been passed about that, and women were all up in arms while men were really clapping in Parliament, you know. Okay, and let's talk about, because before the break we had mentioned matters soul ties. Are they there? Do they really exist? And what are the risks of just, and how actually even do you get into those soul ties?
Maybe to talk about soul ties from an emotional perspective rather than the spiritual connotation where it is imagined that it is some two souls that have tied and some demonic forces that you have shared with each other. Allow me to bring the perspective of emotion. When two people come together, there is sharing of who they are intimately. So I will open up my heart, you will open up your heart, we will get to know each other. I'll leave a bit of me and you will leave about a bit of you in me. And therefore that is the tie. And now because, and the same also happens in a sexual relationship. When that connection happens, it leaves, when the intimacy has gone to that level, there is a connection beyond physical. It now goes to the soul. So that is purely what we may be talking about, the soul ties. So yes, they are there. So look at this person that has connections with 10 people. It means I have left a bit of myself in the other one, that one, and the other one, and now I'm supposed to live with one person. So how am I supposed to live with this one, yet there is a bit of me that is everywhere? And therefore, of course, there will be a confusion because one, there is comparison, there is hurt, there is pain, there is bitterness. I mean, there is so much of emotions that are left or are caused by now the soul ties. So although we want to say we can connect with people casually, that is then the effect that we find being left with. We have gone all the way and gotten protection for sex, we've gotten protection for not getting pregnant, but we don't have protection for our souls being pricked or hurt in the many relationships we may get into.
Yeah.
There is no protection. The only protection is guarding myself so that I don't get into these multiple relationships and I'm left hurting, in pain, with bitterness, or feeling like I was shortchanged in that relationship. That's the only way we can protect ourselves. So that is how I would bring the aspect of soul ties without bringing this other one that I know is a discussion out there.
Yeah, a huge one, actually, endless, yeah? Wakili, maybe you may want to just give a practical example. There's something we talked about, and you told me actually you were just handling a case like what you're discussing today. Would you like to share that just for the purpose of someone who is watching and they're in the same situation?
The case that I was handling, though I didn't give you the details, it was about child custody and maintenance. And the gentleman who is, of course I will withhold some information about him.
Right.
But he's an ex-US military guy, and so he's in Kenya. He finds a very young girl. Come, let's try this thing.
Yeah.
And it's a dangerous thing when a young lady who is just finding money, or looking money has just started streaming in, and this is someone who has a lot of money. One thing leads to the other. They stay together for 2-3 months.
Right.
The girl gets pregnant. Fast forward to 2 years, they have a kid together, and the gentleman is like, "You're too old for me now." So throws the lady out and takes another in. And so the lady is complaining, "Hey, yes, you've thrown me out, but we have a kid here. I don't have any source of income." The guy is like, "You know what? I cannot take care of a child who is not staying with me. Right here with me." So the girl is like, "Okay, well, we will come with the child and we stay with you." "No, I don't want you. I want the child."
And this is a minor.
And this is a minor, a young lady. In fact, the law is very clear in most of the times. Well, it's not really, but most of the times when we are talking about a minor, and mostly a female, let them stay with their mother.
Right.
All right. So the gentleman is very hard and says, "You know what? I cannot take care of both the mother and the child. If I have to take care of the child, let the child come and stay here with me." Now, you see, that one is really not, because like I mentioned earlier, Article 53 and also Section 8, the issue of the best interest of the child overriding. In this particular case, the child is better. In fact, any lawyer, any court would be precise on this. The child is better in the hands of the mother than in the hands of the father.
Okay.
All right. So if you have to take care of the child and you're claiming that you have to have the child in your house, then you'll have to take the mother in as well.
Those are some of the complications.
And there's so many of them.
And much more. Yeah.
True.
I wanted to touch on that so that someone can see really these things do happen, and they have those kind of complications and tangles, And let's speak about long-term psychological effects, even for the mother and the children, probably even the man, in such a relationship. What do you think happens psychologically to this kind of a family?
As we were discussing, I think the child kept coming in. You can imagine already even the discussion he is having about this case. Look at that child and the place that child has been put in by parents, and I will say sometimes who are selfish. Because sometimes when we think only about ourselves, because when marriage is looked at in terms of me and my husband, and I'm not able to look at the child, so it's about me. It's about what am I going to lose? What am I going to gain? And even if you would listen to the people who are giving feedback, there was a lot of, when we separate, we will divide property. Excuse me, it's not property. They are kids.
God.
They are children who are left with emotional pain for the rest of your life, for the rest of their life. I am dealing with teenagers, mostly from schools. I find myself dealing a lot with children from high school, both girls and boys. Many of them that are involved in drugs. Personally, I don't, when a client is brought in and it's drugs, I will not deal with the drugs. I want to know what is the underlying. When you listen to the child, you're able to hear, the pain of an absent father, a pain of wondering, who is my father? why am I living without a father like everybody else? Or we used to be with our father and our father left. I remember the other day I was dealing with a case where this young man, I think the parents separated, and the boy was able to be aware because they separated when he was, I think, in grade 6 there.
Yeah.
So you see that a child at that age is able to really know what is happening.
Right.
And therefore, that young man was bitter with the father, bitter, very bitter with the father. And at one point, he was feeling as though he needs to remain home and not be in school because he needs to take care of the father, of the mother, who has been left on her own with the other siblings. And can you imagine all those baggages now that the child carries? Yes.
Yeah.
And some of them will even say, I will never get married. Others will say, I hate men. Others will talk of, I hate women. Of course, even the men, the young boys who have been left by their mothers. I mean, the impact is immense.
Huge, yeah.
And then, of course, the bitterness and the unforgiveness that people carry after divorce.
Okay.
Some of it is not able to end, especially without therapy. So you carry the pain everywhere. So I'm at work, I am working with you, Sally, but I'm carrying my own, I'm projecting those bitterness, I am talking rude to everyone.
Right.
It is a baggage we project into the society. I was telling our Wakili on the outset, I was telling him family is the smallest unit of society. So some of those things we hold very casually as the come we stay is the product that has produced all these vices that are in the society, drunkenness, all that is coming from a family that has not been intentionally formed.
Fantastic. That is
and
quite
maybe to
deep and
buttress what
profound.
she's saying.
Yeah, very briefly, so that because of time, I would like to go to the socials. I think there's something very important I've seen there. So very briefly, then we get to that because of time, Wakili.
It's actually a personal experience.
Yeah.
This is why I'm actually a lawyer today. My mom 13 years ago and my dad separated. And though we were coming from a well-off family, we ended up being on the other side of justice. That is, a lot really happened. And I vowed to myself that I will become a lawyer one day and I'll venture into family law. So as she was saying that, I was just remembering, you know, the trauma that children go through when, I'm not saying selfish people, but when we put personal interest as parents and forget that there are children in the game who are watching you, who are seeing it.
Okay.
So it's really a crisis.
Oh, wow. Sorry about that. Wow. Let's get to, I think I have like less than 4 minutes according to my director. So someone, Edwin is saying from Nairobi, good morning, Sally. Nice show and timely conversation because Gen Zs are aging and transitioning to married stage after Mandamano stage. Now, please speak on the other benefits of formalizing marriages other than property sharing in the event of separation or divorce. Then there's Martin Dongo, who says, my marriage broke down at 18 years. When things didn't work, I moved and left them behind. I cater for all expenses in the house and school fees, but we don't see one another, and I occasionally call and talk to children. I find this way better than being in a room with a woman who we are totally strangers. And your take on that briefly. I think I'll give you like, unfortunately, I don't know if that's going to be enough, but is it something you may want to address and probably address to him directly? Then we can also share the number because he says he's just comfortable providing from afar, like the example Wakili was giving us. So he's comfortable in that space.
Of course, when relationships have become very toxic, clearly separation helps, but it will not heal the children.
Okay.
Yes, we will separate, but it will not heal.
These children?
Yes, it will not heal the child because the child still is hurting. They would want to be with their parents together.
Okay.
So, but again, we will not advocate that you remain in that
In a toxic
environment, yes, in an environment where, because that toxin that may even mess the children further than when you're separated.
Correct.
But of course, for such person, definitely you need help.
More time
and more support, yes.
So we'll probably share his number. Martin, you can tell us if you need more support, then we can share Anne's number. And then Wakili, very briefly, you know, apart from property sharing, what other benefits are there for formalizing a marriage?
I would say security. And you see property sharing and property ownership and also in the aspects of inheritance and all that. Well, for children, we are not discussing whether you formalize or not. We are looking at the wife or the husband, because I think we've been focusing on the wife so much. Now the husband. It's also good to look at the other side. So formalizing is good. I would advise anyone to do that. It makes your work even easier to prove that indeed there was marriage. So go formalize your marriage. I know you've done Come We Stay for a while, but go formalize it. Find a way of formalizing it.
There's a way out.
There is a way out. That's the
because really we need to leave our people with a lot of hope. That's what we're talking about.
A way out.
So there's a way out.
Precisely.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for making time to be here, and very early in the morning. I really do appreciate it, and I will definitely have you again, both, you know, for another conversation on different topics. I know both of you experts in those, you know, whatever topic we'll be discussing. Again, we come to the end of an amazing show this Thursday morning, the 16th day of August, and we want to say a very big thank you for your input, for the feedback you've given to us. We want to appreciate you and say asante sana. Remember to be a partner and just to be part of this family that is impacting lives out there, that is really giving people consultation for free, like what we've just had from Anne and Wakili TJ. You can just write the word partner, send it to 20316 SMS line or 0786316316. That is our WhatsApp line. Send the word partner and our team will reach out to you and guide you on how to go about it. We have talked about, you know, Lamu. Now, if you want to contribute or support us in one way, big or small, whichever way that God has just touched you to do, then you can do that through our pay bill number 316. But be specific if it's Lamu and write the word Lamu. Okay, but if you're also supporting us as our partner, the long-term partners for the last 26 years, for just a day, you can do that through pay bill number again, the same one, 316, but now this time, write your telephone number if it's not for Lamu. But if it's for Lamu, write the word Lamu, and as you give, may God bless you and keep you. We also have our pay bill number. You know, if you're in the cooperative bank account, then you can do it through pay, you know, our cooperative bank account, and the account number is 011, which is already on our screen. 011 is displayed right there, and the other numbers will be cooperative bank account 0113-6000-79910, and the account name is TBN Family Media. God bless you, even as you purpose to keep. See you again next week, Tuesday through Thursday, on Family Matters, Parenting, Finances, and Relationship. God bless you, and bye for now.